Hello there. Is this glitch the warning of problems down the road for the UK government's net zero plans? Now, if you haven't already done so, please do subscribe, click the little bell, select all, and then like and comment below. It seems that there is a slowdown in the demand for battery-driven electric vehicles in the UK. Well, not just the UK, but globally, with worries that it could delay WEF-style net zero plans. But will it, or is it part of the plan? The Times is running with an article based on the latest quarterly report from the Advanced Propulsion Centre, a body that hands out taxpayer dosh so as to get the UK auto industry on the path towards net zero. And that report indicates that electric car production in the UK is sliding behind that needed to meet net zero plans. Instead of making 360,000 battery-only vehicles out of the million vehicles projected to be produced in 2025, it will only get 250,000. And the report says, an uncertain economy is expected to drive buyers towards cheaper models, and reduced battery electric vehicle production is planned on that expectation. Buyers are expected to stick with cheaper options for longer. And it also says that production of EVs across Europe has slowed. So we're hanging on to our diesel and petrol cars for longer, something that comes as little surprise to many of us given the prohibitive entry costs of EV ownership and lack of charging facilities. Unless you're wealthy or work for a company that is willing to fork out the money for you to have one. Now, the World Economic Forum, yes, I know, behave. The WEF said back in late October that there are three main issues holding back EV sales, and they are the aforementioned upfront costs, the lack of availability of charging stations, and concerns about electric vehicle operating range. I wonder if some people are also worried about the erupting fireball that occasionally occurs when things go badly wrong, or the potential for a battery failure down the line, leading to the effective write-off of the car's residual value. But the WEF has a plan on batteries. It's put together something called the Global Battery Alliance, which is claimed will put in place the guiding principles for a sustainable battery supply chain by 2030. I'm not sure the public is as much worried about guiding principles as much as an actual robust battery supply chain, if such a thing can be achieved when China appears to control much of the lithium market. And already by 2021, China was leading the EV production race with about 3,300,000 new units that year, but still only 17% of its total market. Then, when we're hooked on Chinese lithium and batteries, China can do a Putin and take Taiwan, hoping to use lithium like Putin uses gas to force control today. Anyway, as EV production fails to meet the target for us all to have one for ourselves, it means that petrol and diesel cars stick around far longer than the likes of the WEF will allow. Now, one of the signs of slowing demand is when you get your EV delivered earlier than expected. And Yahoo reports that the average waiting time has dropped from 35 weeks in October to 28 weeks in January, and this is in the face of a slowdown in vehicle production. And the founder and CEO of EV website electrifying.com, Ginny Buckley, said, "The news that waiting times are decreasing by a significant amount will be welcomed by many. However, it also signals a change in consumer behaviour driven by the cost of living crisis. But going into the new year, we need to start seeing more affordable cars brought to market to encourage private buyers to make the switch. At the moment, there are just 3 electric cars available which are priced under £30,000, and the lack of affordable models is having a detrimental effect on the market. But the fact that the average person on the street can't afford an EV or get access to one will not slow the push to eradicate internal combustion engined cars from the streets. In fact, it will help the push towards net zero, because the poorer people will be forced onto shoe leather, bicycles and public transport in their droves as tax-driven surging fuel prices force them off the roads. So don't expect the government to be pushing those net zero dates further into the future anytime soon. And then it will dawn on people that we are unable to generate enough power for a fully electric society that gives all of us the same opportunities as we have today. And once off the roads, I doubt there'll ever be a way for ordinary folk to get their freedom-giving, personal engine-powered transport back, because the greatly reduced vehicle production numbers will keep prices high, and the lack of available power will keep the numbers low. And don't bank on hydrogen to save us. That takes far more electricity to make than it gives back in useful power, putting even more of a strain on the grid system and generating capacity. This will not end well for anyone, except the wealthy and powerful. Now, many will point to the second-hand electric car market and say, well, they're as cheap as chips. I took a look at the cheapest one on offer on a well-known car website, and it was a 2012 two-previous owner 5-seater Nissan Leaf with 80,000 on the clock for £4,750. You'd need access to a home charger for 12 hours to charge it to 100%, or 30 minutes to get it to 80% on a rapid charger. But the maximum range was quoted as 109 miles. Now, whether that was quoted from the handbook or what the car was actually capable of wasn't clear to me. And I wonder what a replacement battery costs for it. Anyway, I'm not sure that would fulfill my requirements for the price, but your opinions might differ. Now, a new addition to this show is the ability for viewers to leave a question for us on our new voicemail service. How swept up are we? And if the question is a good one, it will be played back on the channel and be answered as best we can. But only leave a message if you are happy for the audio track to be replayed within the video, together with the name you send us to use with it. We will not, though, include your phone numbers in the transmission. It will be just the audio and the name. And the number to call us on is 07999 297 611, which is also in the descriptions box below, and it can be used for business inquiries too. Now, I'm not promising to answer all of your questions, just a few of the best ones. So the next time you watch this channel, you could be listening to your own voice. Spooky. But please keep it clean. And finally, when subscribing, please don't forget to press that little bell and also select the all option, or you won't get any notifications when I publish a new video. And thank you all so much for taking the time to watch the show.